Rational decision-making is all about assembling the relevant information and then weighing up the evidence. One of the reasons we make bad decisions is that we tend to seek out information that reinforces our pre-existing beliefs. Behavioural psychologists call this tendency confirmation or confirmatory bias.
We all like to think that our beliefs arise out of us looking around, reading the evidence. We gather the evidence, and then on the basis of that we formulate our beliefs. The data would suggest actually a lot of the time it's completely the opposite. We decide what we want to believe, and then we go and look for evidence to corroborate it.
Take any political issue that you care about, and if you see an article with a headline that concludes what you already believe, you're probably 100 times more likely to share that article with your friends, even without reading it. Whereas an article that has a headline that concludes the opposite of what you believe, you will instinctively question and criticize and start to wonder if it's based on good reasoning, because it's not confirming what you already believe.
Confirmation bias is often associated with those with very strong political or religious convictions, but people can be very single-minded when it comes to investing as well, even if their knowledge is limited.
So back in the day when I was roaming bulletin boards, it was very, very striking. There was a pattern of behaviour. So people would invest in a share, and if somebody else came along and told them how much they liked it and all the good things about it, they'd get massive support. As soon as somebody popped up and actually said, well, actually, we don't think this is such a good idea, the response was to attack the poster. It wasn't to attack the idea. And we are habitually driven to look for confirmation of our ideas. In fact, we find it very, very difficult when we're presented with something to think of ways of disconfirming it. And the brain just doesn't work that way. You know, if we're presented with a list of things, we only look at the list. We don't try and think of all the other things that could possibly happen.
Behavioural biases are difficult to overcome, and confirmation bias is no exception. But you can make more rational decisions by slowing down, thinking carefully, and challenging your gut instinct.
If you're investing, you're effectively playing a game of odds against the universe. And to play that game well, you want to be as accurate as possible. You want to be as close to reality as possible, because otherwise the universe is going to win. So what we should constantly be seeking to do is to go, where am I wrong? Where are my beliefs misfounded? And to do that, we need to find ways of playing devil's advocate to ourselves, or finding someone else to play devil's advocate for us.
What we really need to do in order to make good decisions is catch ourselves when we do this and start to challenge the information that confirms what we believe and open ourselves to the information that challenges what we believe. It's very, very hard to do because our natural inclination is the opposite.
And finally, remember that behavioural biases are easier to identify in others than in ourselves. Talking through your thought processes with a third party, preferably a financial advisor, is very important.